Good morning to all. Welcome back to our geography second part. Today we can start our next topic, different uses of landform. That is our new topic. Different uses of landforms. Last day we studied about what different types of landforms. Which are the landform we studied that day? Mountains, plateaus and the plains. From there itself we discussed some importance of each landforms. Again we have same topic, different uses of landforms. Listen, which are the commonly we can say. First we can take a mountains and hill. Which are the uses of a mountains and hill? Which are the uses? There we can practice terrace farming. Terrace farming. We can practice terrace farming because of that topography we can, it is very, because of that topography we can start what there? Terrace farming there. Then second one, it provide grazing land. Mountains and hills provide grazing land. That we discussed that day itself. Plateaus are providing grazing land for the cattle. Here hills and mountains also providing what? Grazing land for the cattle. Next, rivers which is originating from the mountains, it will helps to generate hydroelectricity. Helps to generate hydroelectricity. Mountains, especially the rivers, most of the rivers are originating from where? Originating from mountains. That rivers, the waterfall will be there, and then from there it is very easy to generate hydroelectricity. That is one of the use of a mountains. Then what about the population of a mountain? Is it dense populated area? No. It is there will be scanty population because of what? And because of inadequate transport facility. In mountain region there will be a scanty population because of what? Because of inadequate transport facility and unfavorable climatic condition. That is the reason for that. Why? In mountain region, why is it as a scanty population? Because of what? Because of inadequate transport facilities and unfavorable climatic condition caused scanty population in a mountain region. Then what about the population of a desert? Desert does not support that much population because of its climatic condition. Dry and extreme climate will be there. That is why desert does not support that much population. Then what about plateaus? Listen, plateaus have a good climate. Good climate. Then I told you at that day we discussed that plateaus are known as granaries of minerals. What is the use of a mineral? It is a mineral is a good raw material for the industries, so that the mineral wealth which is existing there in a plateaus leads to the economic development and economic growth. That is why plateaus are populated area. That is good, because why the plateaus are populated area? Because of good climate and availability of minerals, which helps to economic development of that area. That is why people prefer such a places to live. Then what about plains? That day itself we discussed that plains are densely populated area because of its topography. That means flat land, abundant of water, every fertile soil, everything is existing there. It is very easy to construct every type of transportation facilities. That is why plains are densely populated area. Here, in case of population in mountain region, there will be scanty population because of unfavorable climatic condition and inadequate transportation facility. Then in desert does not support that much population because of its unfavorable, that means that hot condition and scarcity of water. Such things are not at all useful for existing of a human beings. That is why deserts does not support that much population. But in case of plateaus and plains, plateaus, there will be a good, what about the climatic condition? Good climate will be there. Moreover, the availability of resources which helps the economic development of a particular area. That is why people prefer such a area for their settlement. Then plains, in everything is positive there. Abundant of water, fertile land, flat land, topography is very nice because of that. But plains are densely populated area. Then different uses of landforms. Is it clear? Can we go to next topic? Our next topic is land use. What is our next topic? Land use. Listen. Land use is differ from one place to another place. It is changing. The land use, the pattern of land using is changing from one place to another place according to the stages of development. According to its stages of development, the land use pattern is changing place to place. Listen. Whenever the land use is increasing day by day, that will be leads to many consequences, which are the impact. If we are using more and more land, sometimes there will be a chance for a landslide, then soil erosion, then which are the other consequences of overuse of land or improper use of land will leads to desertification, landslide. Then which are the other things? Land degradation, soil erosion, such a things. Land use, what is the peculiarity of a land use? Land use may be differ from one place to another place. Moreover, it will depends upon the stages of development of a place. Stages of development of a place. The land use pattern is differ from one place to another place. Next topic, how can we use our land in a proper manner? How can we use our land in a proper manner? In order to use our land in a proper manner, we need to follow few procedures. First one, land management practices must be efficient and eco-friendly. Land management practices must be efficient and eco-friendly. What is that? In order to ensure the proper use of land, we need to think about the few, we must be careful about few things, which are first one what? Land management practices must be how? How it will be? Efficient and eco-friendly. Must be efficient and eco-friendly. That is the first procedure we need to be care about. We need to care. Then second one, appropriate land use control measures must be adopted. Appropriate land use measures must be adopted. What? Appropriate land use measures must be adopted. Then next one, prevent or minimize. Prevent or minimize the industrial waste. Try to prevent or minimize the industrial waste. Prevent or minimize. Minimize industrial waste. Listen, which are the things we need to care about land use, but while using the land, we need to careful about a few things. Which are the first one? Land management practices must be efficient and eco-friendly. Second one, appropriate land use measures must be adopted. Third one, prevent or minimize one. Prevent or minimize our industrial waste. Next, ecological balances must be maintained. Ecological balances must be maintained. That it is our duty to maintain the ecological balances. While using our land, we should bother about the ecological balances. Ecological balances. These are, listen, ecological balances must be maintained along with what? Along with our economic development. Along with our economic development. That is economic development. Listen, is it clear? Land, which are the things we need to careful while using land? These are the measures. These are the things we need to careful about that. Next, can we go to next topic? Which are the next topic? Soil. What is a soil? Thin uppermost layer of the crust. Thin uppermost layer of the crust. Which shallow? What is the peculiarity of the uppermost layer of the crust which allow which plant to grow? Which one? Plants to grow. That layer of that uppermost layer of the earth crust, that is known as a soil. Listen. Which are the factors determine the properties of soil? Which are the factors determine the properties of soil? Factors determine the properties of Listen. Which are the factors determine the properties of soil? First one, parent rock gives the soil its chemical and physical property. Which parent rock will give the chemical and physical properties of a soil? Parental rock. Parent rock will give what? Chemical and will provide chemical and physical properties of soil. Listen, parent rock, what is the role of a parent rock? It will provide chemical and physical properties of a soil. Second one, plants and animals determine the humus content. Plants and animals determine humus content. Humus content. What do you mean by humus? The decaying part of a plants and animals. That is known as a humus. That plants and animals determine what? The humus content of a soil. Then next one, topography. Topography, height, slope of land determine the thickness. Topography, height, slope, such a things determine what? Thickness determine thickness of the soil. Listen. Soil means what? The uppermost layer of the earth crust which allow to grow the plants. Which are the properties determine, which are the factors determine the properties of a soil. First one, the parent rock provide chemical and physical properties. Parental rock provide chemical and physical properties of a soil. Second one, plants and animal will determine the humus content. Then what is the role of a topography, height and slope? It will determine the thickness of the soil. These are the factors. Next, one more is there, climate and weathering. Climate and time determine the rate of weathering and humus content. Climate and time. Which are the climate and what is the role of a climate and time? Climate and time determine rate of weathering and thickness. Determine rate of weathering and thickness. Listen. Which are the other factors determine the thickness? Topography, slope and height. That also determine the moreover time is also determine the thickness of the soil. Did you get the which are the factors determine the properties of a soil? Which are the parental rock, then plants and animals, next topography, then climatic condition. These are the things which determine the properties of a soil. Is it clear? Can we go to next topic? Next, for soil formation. Soil formation. Listen, soil formation. Do you know how in order to form one pinch of soil, it will take thousands, sometimes hundreds or thousands of years. How the soil is forming? By breaking the parental rocks. Parental rocks are break down and forming small making it as a small particles which leads to the formation of a soil. It will take how many years? It will take hundreds or thousands of years. So we need to careful about the use of soil. It is very it is very important, very important resource. It is very important natural resource. While using that, we need to be careful about that. Listen, what soil formation? How is the soil is forming? Surface rock. Surface rock is one breakdown which take hundreds or thousands of years. Then it will add with the humus and all, that is small particles, parental rock or a surface rock is break down and make small particles that will join with the humus. Then next, have you had any idea about a soil profile? Do you have any idea? That we studied, I think. Soil profile. Soil profile, that means layers of the soil. Layers of the soil. It is also known as horizons. This layers of the soil is also known as what? Horizons. If we dig 1 meter pit in the earth, we can see the soil profile. Sometimes if in some area the soil profile or layers of the soil is different from one place to another place. In some areas, if you dig 1 meter deep pit, we can see the different layers. It will vary from, layers of the soil will vary from one place to another place. Which are the layers or horizons of the soil? First one, horizon O. That means uppermost layer of the crust. That layer which allows to grow the plants and animals. That layer is known as what? Horizon O. That means organic mineral like a plant's root, organic minerals we can found in a horizon O. Then next layer is known as a horizon A. Horizon A consists of what? All organic, it contain weathering rocks, mineral nutrient, humus and organic matters. Which are the things? Weathered rocks are there. Weathered rocks. Then which are the other things we can found in a horizon A? Weathered rocks. Then what? Mineral nutrient. Mineral nutrient, then humus and organic matters. Humus and organic matters. Listen, horizon A contain what? Nutrient, humus and what? Mineral nutrient, humus and organic. Sometimes it may wash out because of leaching. This one nutrient, mineral nutrient and organic matters may be washed out because of what? Because of leaching. Leaching means what? Because of running of water. It may vanish from there, from the horizon A. Third one, horizon B. Which are the things contained there in a horizon B? Small weathered rocks. Small weathered rocks. Small weathered rocks are there. Then horizon B. Small, then one mineral from a horizon A. Mineral from Horizon A. Small weather, listen, in horizon A weathered rocks are there, but in horizon B small weathered rocks are there. Moreover, mineral nutrients are there in a horizon A. Here that which is washed out through leaching, that we can found again, that we can found in a horizon B. Next, last one, horizon C. But horizon C means it comprises small rocks. Horizon C comprises what? Small rocks from which upper soil is formed. Small rocks which cause to form a what? Which helps to form what? Upper soil. Which helps to form a upper soil. Listen, what do you mean by soil? Then soil form, which are the properties of a, which are the properties determine the, which are the factors determine the properties of a soil? Today we discussed about utilization of a landforms, then land use, which are the things we need to careful about a land use, then soil, factors determine the properties of soil, soil formation, then soil profile. I hope all concepts are clear to you. If you have any doubt, you can ask me. That's all. Have a nice day.